be here for an extra 3 years to contribute to the team.
What was it that convinced you that this was the right place to be and that you wanted to extend your stay?
I mean, I don't think it was ever in question. Like, it's always been home since I was 11, and I feel like it's just an honour to obviously be offered that contract extension. So yeah, I don't think it was ever in doubt that I wasn't going to stay.
You're obviously still very early in your career, but you've had a lot of senior minutes this year.
Yeah.
How important has that been for your development this season, do you feel?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Obviously, you only get better from when you put in real life situations of a game, and I think obviously Gaz has put his faith in me to start all the league games in the season. So I feel like, yeah, it's just confidence building. Like, the more games I play, the more obviously I gain confidence, and yeah, we should see what it brings.
Speaking of the manager, how important was he in your decision to want to stay at the club?
Yeah, huge. Obviously, Gaz putting his trust in me and me playing so much this season. I don't think anyone expected it, but obviously he has a plan in his head, and I'm just glad that I'm part of it.
And obviously there's a lot of important people behind the scenes in terms of coaching staff and also other players, your fellow goalkeepers and senior players. How important have they been in just supporting you and helping you on your journey so far?
Yeah, I think they're so amazing. I think this team, we've been tighter than ever than previous seasons. I feel like it's just so much more homey, and like, you're so much more comfortable to be around each other on and off the pitch. I feel like when you have trust in a team, that's the main thing, and I feel like this season we do trust each other a lot, and I feel like that's how we're going to get far.
Are there any key messages that you've sort of been given, or the rest of the players, from the manager and coaching staff to sort of help you through these first few months of real regular senior minutes?
I think just do me. Like, I got to the position I am just by being me and my attributes. I feel like everyone has faith in you, so just go out there and perform and do what you need to do.
Speaking of your attributes, obviously you've got so many, but a real quality of yours is your ability on the ball and your distribution. Do you feel like that's something that's really valued at City? So do you feel like that's something that suits your style and the club's perfectly?
Yeah, I think obviously people come to City because the way we play football, so I feel like my attributes and the way the team plays fit quite well, but obviously it's just depend on the game, whether we want to go long or short, and like Gaz's decision at the end of the day. But yeah, I feel like I fit right in.
As you've mentioned, you've obviously come through the ranks at the club from the youth team through to the senior. Does that make it extra special for you to be to now be a regular in the first team that you've really had to work your way through?
Yeah, I think it's always special to play, but knowing that you came like through the academy is special, and I think it shows all the girls in the academy now that it is possible even at such a young age.
And obviously you're not the only person in the team that's come through the ranks. You've got the likes of Esme Morgan, Jess Park. So between the three of you and many others, does that give you even more pride that it's not just yourself, it's a real sort of value of the club to value youth and give them a chance? Yeah,
I think it just shows everything that City's about. Like, we put trust in younger players, and it gives you the platform there to go and succeed and do well.
We've got to talk about your England call-up recently. I know it was something that you were very proud of.
Yeah.
It was fully deserved. Can you just talk us through how that experience was with England recently?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, the girls, the training, everything, the environment was just so good to just be around and soak up all that experience. I might not go on the pitch, but I feel like it wasn't like I didn't go there with any expectations. I was just like soaking in everything. Yeah, it was so good.
What did the rest of the City players have to say when they found out that you got in the squad?
They was all just so buzzing. They was like, you deserved it. But yeah, I feel like it helped that they was there as well. It felt a bit more like home than obviously just walking into a brand new team. But yeah, it was good. Absolutely,
and it's a massive achievement for any player regardless of their age, but the fact that you've done it at 19, it must sort of be that evidence and reward for all the hard work that you've been doing in the last few months to get that opportunity.
Yeah, I think I was more shocked, like me and my teammate Grace Clinton. I feel like we didn't expect it so soon, but yeah, it was a special moment for everyone.
As you've mentioned already, this seems like a really tight-knit group at City. Just how special is this team this year, do you feel?
Yeah, so good. I feel like just bringing in Jill, she's a big character, but there wasn't that much movement, whereas last season there was so much. But I feel like, yeah, we're just so close on and off the pitch.
You're a very popular member of the squad as well, from speaking to players. They often say you're the funny one as well. Are there any players that you particularly like playing pranks on or with, or anyone like that?
Yeah, me and Ruby are double trouble, I'd say, together a bit. But nah, yeah, everyone's just so, like, they bring so much to the team, like, but I feel like, yeah, I deliver on the funny side of life.
Absolutely. And you're from Manchester as well, obviously.
Yeah.
How much pride does it give you to represent Manchester City, given where you've come from?
Yeah, I think it's so much like, obviously you grew up seeing the big teams in your city, like the Cities, Uniteds, but I feel like to make it at City, just so proud for me and my family.
And how important was it for you to stay close to your family and in Manchester as well?
Yeah, I think my mum was buzzing. But yeah, I don't think it was ever in doubt that I was going to leave.
And what about your ambitions for the season, both individually and as a team? What are you hoping to achieve?
I think just win as much as we can. Obviously, we need to qualify for the Champions League this year, and obviously we win the league, win FA Cup, win Connie Cup. So I think winning as many trophies, and then individually, I feel like just getting as much minutes as I can, like carry on developing, and yeah.
Seems crazy to say this, but by the time of 2027, you'll still only
22.
22, 23. Yeah, it's crazy. But have you had a chance to sort of think about what you want to achieve over that period as well, not just this season?
Yeah, I think it's just development. As we say, I am still so young, but I feel like developing, and the sky is the limit, to be honest.
And just finally, do you have a message for the City fans who I'm sure are going to be absolutely delighted to hear that you extended today?
Obviously, I just can't wait to get on the pitch and for another 3 years and show you what I'm about.
Well, Chiara, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again on the new deal.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to Matchday Live, half-time, 2-1 here at Old Trafford, the first women's derby held over at the home of our noisy neighbours. And apart from the penalty, all going our way, very similar to the Brighton game, Nedum Onuoha, where we flew out of the box and then we got hit on the counter. Talk us through that penalty.
Yeah, I think it's a bit disappointing. I think at times United have looked quite good in transition. I think especially down their right-hand side. I think Mala's done particularly well, and when there's open space in front of her, I think she's been a threat. She's shown she can go outside and inside, and unfortunately that's what led to the penalty, her coming inside, having a shot. And for Alex, it's unfortunate. She's not intended to handle the ball, but the ref's going to see the ball hit her arm and think, well, that has to be a penalty. And it's a shame, and Chiara was so close as well. I think she just about got a hand on it.
Yeah.
But in fairness to them, the heads didn't go down, and that's credit to them, given the fact that this crowd was very lively at that point.
Absolutely. Like you said, Alex Greenwood not intending to touch the ball. It's unfortunate, but it is a fair call.
I would have to say so, yeah. I think given the way the referees are being told to ref the game, then things like intent don't really matter anymore. And if they see your arm outstretched and the ball hits it, they're always going to lean towards that sort of decision. I'd imagine 9 out of 10 refs would have given that same decision. I think it's disappointing, especially the fact she got a yellow card as well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these are the laws of the game, and we just have to get used to them.
Absolutely. And then in contrast to the Brighton game, how important was the response? Just a few moments later, down the other end, a brilliant run from Chloe Kelly, and then of course the finish from Jill Roord.
Oh, it was a great run by Chloe. I think she managed to drag out one of United's midfielders, and she absolutely skinned her inside and out. But then you wonder, well, what's the action going to finish like? And she plays a great ball to Jill, takes a great touch and a fantastic finish, and you could just sort of hear this, like there's a silence that entered Old Trafford for the first time, which is always nice. It's always nice to hear nothing here. But then in fairness, as I say, they stuck to the plan. Looking at half-time, I think they've had 15 shots.
Yeah.
They've created lots of opportunities, they've had lots of set pieces, and they've been aggressive with their press. I think United overall, they want to try and play out from the back, but it's not really benefiting them at that point. I think City are capitalising on that. And like we said before the show, City's attacking players. They're desperate for opportunities and they're working hard to get them. And, maybe they'll convert a few more in the second half as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned some iconic Derby Day moments in our build-up show, but that Lauren Hemp goal, that will go down in history.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. You sort of wondered whether the chance had gone because, Bunny had a shot that'd been blocked pretty well, to be fair. But then she laid it on for her. And crossbar, and it always looks nice when it kisses the crossbar. And obviously we maybe went a little bit over the top in our celebration, sometimes forgetting where we were. We definitely are not at home.
Yep.
But it was a very, very good goal, great finish, and a great moment for her as well.
And you spoke about forcing those chances. We've had 7 shots on target. Lauren Hemp, before the goal, had a big chance where, when you said United playing out for the back, not exactly working for them at the minute, where she closed down Marriott's and the ball nearly pinged into the back of Marriott's own net.
Yeah, she did, and it's funny because, those are like England teammates, but then off the back of that, they also know the tendencies. I think Marriott's, for as much as she's made some good saves in that first half, she's also looked a little bit jittery at times when put under pressure.
Yeah.
And then, everyone will feel uncomfortable when someone's right in your face.
Yeah.
When they're coming at speed as well. But you just hope that maybe she continues to stick to that plan, and maybe from City, from their perspective, they can they can sort of reap the rewards of that.
Yeah. And what do you think the words that Gareth Taylor will be delivering will be at half-time? Because, we came out very quickly on the front foot and it didn't exactly go the way for the first 15, 20 minutes. So he won't want the team to get ahead of themselves, will he?
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say that, because of the nature of those 2 goals and how quickly they came, there's a sudden change in mentality and momentum as such. And they've had other opportunities, but in fairness to United, they still have a threat on the break. Their front 3, they are the most dangerous players on their team. I think Ballard, I'd say, has done very, very well. I think Gazy as well. I think she's done well. I think Nikita Price hasn't been as sort of involved as, say, the other 2 have. We can see the threat there, so it would be a case of not overcommitting, not getting too cocky, but also realising that there's a good chance you'll need to score again in this game, because they're not going to roll over. In front of all these fans, these moments matter, and they're going to try and play better, because I think, in fairness, we've not seen the best version of United yet, but the upside is, I don't think we've seen the best of City yet either.
No, and I think from both ends, the defences have bits to work on. Would that be a fair assessment?
I think so, to a certain extent. I think from City, some of the stuff is a little bit self-inflicted in terms of, say, choosing when to go and press and the like, and maybe giving the ball away a little bit. But I think the United issue is a bigger one, because I think as Leo Uwabi, she played a great ball through to, I think, Chloe Kelly just before half-time. So they're kind of being sliced open. They're losing some of the 1v1 battles, which they'd expect to be able to do. And overall, I think they look a little bit shaky on set pieces as well. City have had a lot of them. So I think from the United side of things, they'll probably need to give their heads a little bit of a wobble. And for City, just be a case of, just clean things up and then trusting the people up top to get the job done. And
then from a core of our defence point of view, we're going to speak about Kiara Keating in just a second when we throw back to the competition, but she got her hand to that penalty. Is that going to be something that she's more confident because she got her hand to it, or is it going to be one of the things where how do you regather yourself after a moment like that?
I think she'll be disappointed, because I'm sure for most goalkeepers, as you step on the line, unless you're giving the penalty away yourself, there's no real pressure on you as such to save it. There's more pressure on the person taking the penalty. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe David James somewhere online will tell me I'm wrong, because he's very quick to tell me when I'm wrong. But she was very close to it, so she'll be disappointed. But the fact is, I think outside of that, she's had a really good game. I think her decision making in terms of when to pass and when to go long has been good. I think her distribution's been good, and she sort of managed the defence back there as well, and always been an option, because it could be very easy to hide on occasions like this, but she's not done that. So there will be disappointment if she didn't quite do enough to save it. But I'm sure if she gets another opportunity, I think she'll save the next one.
Yeah. And we do have a competition running. The numbers at the bottom of the screens. Today we are going to be giving away a signed 2027 shirt with Kiara Keating's signature and a name on the back, because she has extended her contract until 2027. It's brilliant news for her and the club. And the question is, who did Kiara Keating make her senior debut against? Send your answers to the WhatsApp on the bottom of the screen, and we can hand back to our commentary team of Nick Walsh and Abby McManus for your second half.
Thank you guys, a big welcome back. Yep, second half commentary. So the tail of the tape here at Old Trafford is that Katie's implied Manchester United ahead from the penalty spot before Manchester City scored 2.